Most people end their day the same way every evening. The body is tired, the mind is still active, and almost automatically the hand reaches for the phone. Without thinking, the outside world fills your attention again. Messages, notifications, news, and thoughts that keep the mind restless. Even after a long day, the mind does not slow down. It continues to replay conversations, imagine problems, and hold on to what has already passed. Instead of ending the day in calm, most people carry the noise of the world with them into the night. And without realizing it, they fall asleep, still distracted, still tense, and still mentally engaged with things they cannot control. But this evening can be different for you. And if you follow the simple ideas in this video, every night can begin to feel different. Instead of ending your day restless and overwhelmed, you can end it with clarity, reflection, and the quiet sense of control. In the next few minutes, I will guide you through a simple Stoic evening routine inspired by Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca. By the end of this video, you will know 3 powerful Stoic questions you can ask yourself every evening. Questions that help you review your day without judgment, release what does not matter, and prepare your mind for rest. And if you find this routine helpful, you can return to this video whenever you need it. Some people listen to reflections like this every evening as a way to reset their mind before sleep. These ideas come from ancient texts like the Enchiridion Meditations and on the shortness of life. But they are not abstract philosophy. They are practical mental exercises designed to strengthen your inner stability. The ability to remain calm, clear, and grounded, even after a long and demanding day. The Stoic evening routine is simple. It takes only a few minutes, and it is built around 3 questions. The first question comes from Epictetus, the second from Marcus Aurelius, and the third from the heart of Stoic philosophy itself. Ask yourself these questions every evening, and you will end the day with a mind that is calmer, clearer, and more stable. But before we begin, take a moment and remember that this moment is yours. The day is ending, the noise is fading, and for a few minutes, you can step away from everything. There is nothing left to prove right now, and nothing you need to solve in this moment. Breathe slowly, and allow your mind to begin settling. Let the thoughts of the day pass without holding on to them. Let the conversations fade, let the tension soften, and let your attention return to yourself. Right now, nothing more is required of you. This is the moment when a Stoic reflects on the day, not with stress, not with regret, but with clarity. So let's begin with the first question. At the end of this day, ask yourself something simple. What was actually within my control today? This idea comes from Epictetus, and it remains the foundation of Stoic philosophy. Some things were within your control, and some things were not. Now take a moment and review your day through that lens. Think about the situations you experienced, the conversations you had, and the moments that stayed in your mind. Some of them may still feel unresolved, and some of them may still carry emotion. But begin by separating what truly belonged to you from what did not. You did not control everything that happened today. You did not control the behavior of other people. You did not control unexpected events, delays, or changes in your plans. And you did not control every outcome. But there were things that belonged entirely to you. Your actions, your effort, your words, and your responses. And above all, the way you chose to respond to what happened. This distinction is the beginning of clarity. Because when everything feels mixed together, the mind remains restless. But when you separate what is yours from what is not, something begins to settle. Now take a moment to notice where your attention is still attached. Is your mind still holding on to something someone said? Is it replaying a moment that did not go as expected? Is it trying to resolve something that cannot be changed tonight? Gently remind yourself, If it was not within my control, it does not belong to me now. There is nothing to solve, nothing to correct, and nothing to carry into the night. Let it go. Not by force, but by understanding. Because holding on to what you cannot change only continues the day in your mind. And this moment is no longer part of the day. This moment is for rest. Now bring your attention back to what was within your control. Notice the moments where you acted with intention. The moments where you made a choice instead of reacting automatically. Even small moments of awareness matter, because they show you that control is not something you lack. It is something you practice. And as you reflect, avoid judging yourself too harshly. This is not a moment for criticism. It is a moment for clarity. Because the purpose of this reflection is not to replay the day. It is to understand it. And through that understanding, to release it. So as this first question comes to an end, remind yourself quietly. What was not in my control no longer deserves my attention tonight. And what was in my control is where I continue to grow. Let the rest fall away. And allow your mind to become lighter. Now move to the second question. How did I respond to the events of today? This reflection echoes the practice of Marcus Aurelius. At the end of the day, he would examine not what happened, but how he responded to what happened. Because the Stoics understood something simple and powerful. Events themselves are not the source of disturbance. It is our reaction to them. So now, gently revisit your day, not to relive it, but to observe it. Think about the moments that stood out. A conversation, a delay, a message, or a situation that triggered a reaction in you. Notice how you responded in those moments. Did you remain calm, or did you react quickly? Did you pause, or did you follow the first impulse that arose? Did you act with intention, or did you act out of habit? There is no need to judge these moments. Simply notice them, because awareness is the first step toward change. Some moments you may recognize as aligned with your values, moments where you showed patience, restraint, or clarity. Allow yourself to acknowledge those, not with pride, but with quiet recognition. Because those moments show you what is possible, and they show you the direction in which you are moving. Other moments may feel different. Moments where you lost patience, where frustration appeared, or where you reacted in a way that did not feel aligned. Again, there is no need to criticize yourself, because the purpose of this reflection is not to create regret. It is to create understanding, and understanding brings improvement. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that people act out of ignorance, and that the same applies to ourselves at times. So instead of holding on to frustration, release it. The moment has passed, and what remains is only the opportunity to learn from it. Now take a deeper breath and let the emotional charge of the day begin to soften. You do not need to carry every reaction into tomorrow. You do not need to replay every detail. You only need to understand what you can improve, and allow the rest to fade. So ask yourself quietly, where could I have responded with more patience? Where could I have paused instead of reacting? And where did I already act with clarity? Let these questions remain gentle, because their purpose is not to disturb your mind. It is to refine it. And as this reflection comes to an end, allow a simple thought to settle. Today is complete. What needed to happen has happened. And what remains is the opportunity to improve tomorrow. Let the day close here, and allow your mind to become quieter. Now we arrive at the third and final question. What kind of person did I choose to be today? For the Stoics, This was always the most important reflection, because your character is the only thing you truly carry from one day to the next. Everything else changes. Events pass, situations end, and circumstances shift. But your character remains with you. So now, reflect gently. Did you act with patience? Did you act with honesty? Did you act with discipline? And in the moments where you did not, simply notice. Because this is not a moment for regret. It is a moment for awareness. The Stoics believed that life is a continuous practice, not a search for perfection, but a steady movement toward improvement. Each day offers opportunities to strengthen your character, and each evening offers the chance to understand how you used those opportunities. So as this day comes to an end, release any need to judge it harshly. It is complete. And in its completion, it has already taught you what it needed to teach. Now, allow a simple decision to form quietly. Tomorrow, I will act with greater clarity. Tomorrow, I will respond with greater calm. Tomorrow, I will remain more aware. Not as a demand, but as a direction. Now take a slow breath. Let your body begin to relax. Let your thoughts become quieter. There is nothing left to solve tonight. Nothing left to control. Nothing left to carry. The day is finished, and you are allowed to rest. If thoughts appear, let them pass. If memories return, let them fade. You do not need to follow them. Simply return to stillness. Return to calm. Return to yourself. And as you settle into rest, carry this final thought. You do not need to control life to find peace. You only need to understand your place within it, and to remain steady within yourself. This is enough. And for now, it is time to rest.